Okay, hello, this is PBAT. This is the second game between Scoutspirit and Maensen. This is also a Division A league from Protosszocer's Steel Division League, Season 2. So let's get around to the deployment. We have Maensen playing the 3rd Fallschirmjäger and Scoutspirit playing the Polish Tank Brigade, Tank Division Brigade. Not exactly sure, but I know they're Polish. Um, yeah. So this is Odin. This is not the river version, which gets played somewhere. Somewhere on this map. It gets played like somewhere around here. Yeah. um, the river version is a nightmare. But this map is really balanced, I think. Sure, one side might get a little bit of an extra bulge going. It's gonna the front line ends up usually looking something like, something like this or this. Um, but now that it's 52% ticks instead of the old-fashioned 51%, that should not be as big of a problem. So Maensen playing the 3rd Fallschirmjäger should be seeing some interesting choices from him. Lots of Fallschirmjäger infantry, of course, as well as some L6 tanks, maybe, and good mortars, and obviously great air power. So let's see where people are going at the start of the game and what the deployments are. So at the start of this, we have a BMW bike from Maensen. I guess he likes these also. A 50 cal, not 50 cal, wow, MG34, commander, and a Vet 2 Fallschirmjäger squad, along with a Recon, a Vet 1, probably one of the FS. God, I'm messing this up. The Panzer Abwehr maybe, and also one of the Pak 41 Gerlichs. So that's pretty cool. Bottom part of the map, we have a AT gun, so this is going to be a 57 millimeter, and what looks like to be a Streltsy squad. Middle part of the map, middle bottom part of the map. We have a Staghound and another pair of Streltsy coming up. Staghound should be nice fire support, as well as dealing with any kind of L6 tanks that Maensen's bringing up. Speaking of which, these guys look like the infantry are mostly going to the top. This AT gun is also going to the top here. Where is this BMW going? BMW going to the bottom center, and probably the MG34 all the way to the bottom. No, it's staying in the center, so what is going down there? The Recon, I guess, then. He's not going to play this bottom part of the map, which I think he has overall an advantage in. And that might be a mistake in the end, because at 400 meter and 300 meter range, the Fallschirmjäger are unbeatable, and this usually ends up happening that you have long-range engagements where infantry can fire on each other, even during these forest fights, if you can see. There's no real blocking spots here where no fire support can get into this engagement. So I think that might be a bit of a mistake to not really play down here much. So for this middle part of the map, it looks like it's just going to be a couple Streltsy squads going to the center of the map. Maybe these lead guys. So maybe just these 2 lead guys, but no, it's probably going to be what, Staghound? No. So what is going down there? Cromwell? No. Okay, so a Dragoni and probably a leader? No. So not a Dragoni and a leader. A Dragoni and a Streltsy squad into the central town here. So interesting that Scoutspirit's abandoning the not really abandoning, but not really heavily playing the town, and neither is Maensen. They're both gonna choose to play more in the top part of the map. With Scoutspirit bringing up a Cromwell 6, a Staghound, and some infantry and recon, as well as the commander, of course. And on the top part of the map, Maensen bringing up an AT gun, machine gun, 2 Fallschirmjäger squads. No commander, though. Yeah, no commander. Might be down here. No, still no commander. So maybe a poor choice by Maensen not to bring an extra commander for the top part of this map. But especially considering this forest usually people get a couple infantry surrendered and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of machine guns. And another recon, but this time it's probably not Fallschirmjäger Panzerabwehr because it comes in a Kubel MG. So that's an interesting choice. Also, there's no L6 tanks to start with, which are great fire support against all the infantry that Scoutspirit is going to end up bringing across this game. So we might be seeing. I'm not sure if this is also a full 500 points. Although thinking about it, it might be. But we might see some early ducks, perhaps, from Fallschirmjäger. So, all right, let's get to the first meeting engagement, and we'll see what happens here. All right, we're back to real-time speed. Yeah, this is a real slow deployment here. Not really pushing in here from the start. So I guess he might have thought that might be a Cromwell 6 coming up against him. Top part of the map, though, this recon dropped a little further back than I would have liked. Maybe he could have definitely got into this area first. This AT gun, though, is going to get spotted and nuked, though, by the Cromwell 6 and whatnot. As soon as he decides he's going to stop his vehicles, Scoutspirit, stop your stuff. Oh boy. Well, what do we get? Nothing, and this pack is totally done. But another Storch being brought out. Maensen loves his recon planes, apparently. Yeah. But this death ball going on at the top of the map is not good for Maensen. He has no more AT up here, doesn't have a Panzerstreck infantry squad, losing a Kubel MG to one of the shots from up here. This is not going to look too good for Maensen. I think these scouts here are going to be able to spot these Fallschirmjägers and let the vehicles absolutely eat them alive. A Crusader AA Mark 28 being brought up to cover this, which is really smart from Scoutspirit. Interesting also, he takes both cards of these in Phase A. So this is probably most of his Phase A anti-aircraft. Bottom part of the map, not much going on. So actually he brought out the sniper at the bottom part of the map. That's also a good choice to bring out. Fallschirmjägers just, you know, probably going to end up dying on the run back. That's really unfortunate. Lost at least 85 points now at the top part of this map. Probably 100 considering the Kubel MG. To nothing, really. So he's down a little bit in points. I think he also lost the Storch. Maybe he didn't. I'm not particularly sure. But these Crusader AAs are going to make it difficult for a duck to come through and swipe up these vehicles. Rest part. Yep, here it is. Here's the duck. But you know, he must see this Crusader AA. So this is a real desperate move. I think we might even see a Hurricane being brought out shortly if the points are still there. But wow, he gets the Cromwell 6 with one of the first couple shots. Duck falling back and no Hurricane to contest it. So this duck will be back again in several minutes, though, closer to the end of Phase A. Still nothing really going on the bottom part of the map. Maensen moving up his units a little bit just to get them further up, push the front line slightly. That's good. Also, this Fallschirmjäger coming into the middle part of the map, pushing the front line just a little bit. Still a 0-0. This is really telling about the power of that new change from 51 to 52% for conquest points. Top part of the map, the Staghound is... I can't tell if it's actually firing at it or just direct firing at it. Looks like it was actually firing at it. Firing at the MG-34 here. Uh-oh, though. The BMW R75 falling back, and that's going to actually expose the flaw in the bottom part of this map. If the front line moves past the BMW, but it doesn't look like it is. But you can see that just this one BMW here, if this gets killed, this entire bit of the map here falls apart. Hurricane Mark IV going to come through and eat the Storch. AA probably going to finish it off. Yep. Top part of the map though, no more. Never mind. We see one AT gun being brought up as well as a Panzerschreck team. This Panzerschreck is just going to get spotted though by these good, well-placed recon infantry. There's not much fire support behind it anymore. The biggest unit for fire support now is definitely this Crusader AA, but it's nice. Nice use of the recon to screen for the vehicles. And holding fire on all of his infantry here is a great play from Maensen. That way he doesn't just needlessly expose himself to fire from all the vehicles. Again, though, this BMW goes forward and gets shot up by the 6-pounder. So, yeah. Top part of the map. The Fallschirmjägers finally get spotted and subsequently start getting a little bit of their pride knocked off. Again, more recon spotting each other. MG34 going to work. I'd see the Crusader AA providing fire support if it gets a little bit closer in range. And the Pak 41 Gerlich gets an opportunity to shoot at some of these vehicles, though. Might get the command carrier. Oh, he has a shot on the Staghound, but it bounces the first shot. That's really unfortunate for him. Second shot, driver knocked out, though. I think we're going to see this Gerlich end up killing the Staghound, and then maybe get the Crusader AA, but I think that's... Wow. No, so several bounces from the Gerlich against the Staghound. I think that might have even been at a little closer range, too. That's really unfortunate. The Hurricane coming in to finish the job off. And a second Hurricane being brought up. These Hurricanes are excellent because they provide a lot of fire support on the ground for the poles because they're super cheap and they're slow, which is really good for strafing planes. They get a lot of extra time in their strafing dives. So I think they get one extra barrage off compared to some other planes because of this. And they also have 8 HE. Who doesn't like 8 HE? A lot of fire from these Hurricane Mark IVs. Bottom part of the map, though, the Fallschirmjäger Sharpshooter ends up getting spotted, and interestingly enough, we see the Dingo. Dingo coming out to the bottom part of the map. I really want to see Scoutspirit like poke this with a Streltsy. Just 15 points, just to poke it and see what happens. Just be a little bit more aggressive, just to see how this goes down. Top part of the map, though, he brings up another Cromwell 6 to provide fire support. And again, just poke with the Streltsy. The Streltsys are so cheap. You poked earlier with your Recon, but maybe try just being a little bit more aggressive with these Streltsy now that you have your Cromwell 6 and your AA net set up to deal with ducks. Middle part of the map, though, Maensen does bring out a Flak 36, but he's stuck in a hedge, so it doesn't look like it's going to have the best line of sight to deal with planes. That is something about AA is they do need direct line of sight to see planes, and the trees and the hedgerows, they do kind of block that line of sight. So AA tends to be better off in these slightly open areas to get the best use out of it. Top part of the map, again, you know, some Streltsy and whatnot, but it's a death ball up here that just doesn't seem to want to push forward too much. In one more minute, we have Phase B. I think we also might see the Duck shortly, the Phase A HS-129B1 that he had purchased initially. Although we do see the Vet-2 109 being brought out. Swinging to the bottom part of the map, maybe he's going to use it to strafe. He's going to use it to strafe the 6-pounder. But this Hurricane might get on the 109's butt, but the AA providing some great fire support for the 109. 109 getting the Hurricane Mark IV to fall back, and I think this Hurricane Mark IV is toast. Yep, that is one dead Hurricane Mark IV. Maybe. Yes, it is. Okay. The little bit of damage that the Crusader AA did not force back the 109 G6R6. And the B1 coming in against the Crusader AA. This is kind of a good play, but I think he misaligned his run. If he came from a further south point, he wouldn't have gotten suppressed by the top Mark 28. But it's a good opportunity to try and get rid of some of these vehicular AA that the Polish Brigade has. That's one of the weaknesses the Polish Brigade has against the HS-129 is that all of its AA is vehicular based. And not until the later parts of the game do you get Bofors guns mounted on Crusader chassis. So that's something you can do to try and deal with Polish AA early in the game. And it's phase B. We see more AA from the Poles, and there's also this half-track getting a little bit of opportunity to shoot at some Fallschirmjägers that were in the open. Bottom part of the map, though, Fallschirmjäger mortar being brought up to deal with that 1 6-pounder. Otherwise, not really too much going on the bottom part of the map. Really, one of these two sides should start playing a little bit more on the bottom part of the map. The sharpshooter being brought up, but it's just going to end up getting hurt the same way that it did before as soon as it fires, or one of these infantry units ends up spotting it, or a recon that gets brought up, who knows. But I do want to see one of these Strelsies just slowly push its way forward a little bit, just to see what the actual defense is. 2 L6s being brought up to the middle of the map, 1 L6 being brought up to the top part of the map. The top part of the map is collapsing under the weight of the Cromwells and light vehicles that Scoutspirit has brought up here, though. Not really much Maensen can do about it right now. It is phase B, though, so we should get maybe we'll see a Stug come out from him. Yeah. You know, Maensen has the advantage with infantry, although this Fallschirmjäger looks like it's going to get eaten alive. Oddly enough, this Crusader AA, yep, now the Crusader AA is firing at it. That Fallschirmjäger is not in a great spot right now. Yeah, top part of this map. I want to see another AT gun being brought up at the top part of the map. I don't know if Fallschirmjägers get Pak-40s in B. If they do, it'd be nice if a Pak-40 was dropped and just slowly, you know, crawled its way up or found a way to get it a little bit forward so that he gets a good shot on this Cromwell 6 from cover somewhere. Maybe in conjunction with a duck. That'd be pretty cool. But top part of the map is all Scout Spirits. Bottom part of the map, the Hurricane making an appearance to strafe some of the infantry that Maensen's been trying to push in the bottom part of the map. 2 Panzer L6s, though, just sitting here in the open. I think this 6-pounder is just going to walk itself forward and maybe try and pick one of these two off. You should see this, though. Maensen does see this. I think he might be trying to use the sharpshooter to shoot this 6-pounder, though, once it shows up. But that's not good. There goes the dingo. And here's the duck coming in from a different angle, like I was saying. But he's shooting... I guess he shot at something completely different, because none of these two guys ended up getting spotted. Yeah, so he lost sight on these Crusader AAs, unfortunately, because he did duck the Fallschirmjäger back into a little nook here. Oh, maybe there was a time when he spotted it through one of these infantry. But that's really unfortunate. For Maensen, those duck runs are few and far between. He really needs to use those effectively. But yeah, here I really want to see Scoutspirit. Just poke yourself forward with one of these Strelsies, please. It's agonizing how, you know, you have so much here for fire support and everything, but you don't really know what's going on across this one hedge. Maybe poke a recon across or something. Middle part of the map, though, Scoutspirit's starting to make a push here, I think, along with Maensen. Starting to play a little bit more here. The Staghound and Crusader AA being brought up. Not sure, though, where this is going to go. I think this M5 half-track is going to end up dying to a Panzerfaust. It does. Dragoni and Streltsy, though, going to get murdered by the Fallschirmjägers at the range they are. I want to see this other Fallschirmjäger come through, though, and start fighting this Dragoni. You need to provide all the fire support you can in these situations. The close combat situations with Fallschirmjäger and any kind of other infantry that has submachine guns. Fallschirmjäger should win that engagement, but it looks like it's trading fire with the further squad, all against this one Streltsy squad. He's attack moving into the church, which usually is a good spot, but I think this church is just going to be a bad position for him because, from the looks of it, this Crusader AA can shoot over the buildings and just murder the church. So not the greatest positioning. Bottom part of the map, though, some more infantry being brought out. Looks like either Fallschirmjäger Pioneers, or these might even be Luftwaffejäger. I don't know any Phase B infantry, aside from Luftwaffejäger, that come unvetted for Fallschirmjäger. So that might be interesting. Top part of the map, though, nothing going on from really both sides. Staghound making a little bit of a, moving forward a little bit here. Nothing really going on. The city, though, Maensen has definitely kind of controlled half of the city now, up to the church here. But a lot of his infantry started falling back from the poor positioning he had. Some of the fire support was able to nuke him. Like here, we see more fire support coming through and just eating the Fallschirmjägers alive. We have Saperzi now, though, coming into the city. That is going to be a real problem for the Fallschirmjäger. He's really got to use some Fallschirmjäger Pioneer, I think, now in the city to make any progress here. That's probably his only counter in the city against the Saperzi. Or mortar fire or something. But Scoutspirit with 300 points on the board right now. Has been in a +1 tick for a considerable period of time from this top push. And I don't think Maensen's done too much to counter it, but he's going to have a big power spike in Phase C when he gets his 145 point income. And I hope to see some really good plays against this that time. This might be a Pack 40, though. This is Pack 40? I can't tell. I mean, I want to say it's a Pack 40, but I've misled myself, and they've all been Pack 38s. So Saperzi coming through, burning everybody out of the forest, or out of the town here. Yeah, this one Fallschirmjäger squad pinned down outside of the building. Saperzi just needs to hop over the building and finish him off. And the Duck makes another run on the top part of the map, going for an AA piece, which is it's a solid choice. But the Hurricanes here, I think they are going to make this a painful run for him. The Duck gets out, and the Hurricanes both going home with a little bit of a fire under their belts. MU-109 G6R6 unfortunately didn't get an opportunity to fight over his AA for the entire period, so he wasn't able to kill any of those planes, though. Top part of the map, everything looks like it's okay. Middle part of the map, look at all the units those Scoutspirit has in comparison to Maensen. This is a ridiculous number of infantry and half-tracks and whatnot that Maensen doesn't have. He just can't afford it. As well as just, losing a little bit here and there spottily. Like this Flak 36 is going to die a quick, painful death to the direct fire HE, though. Yeah. It's unfortunate. AA pieces have a kind of a debuff against them, where direct fire HE does considerable extra damage if it hits directly. So that's a big problem with using AA pieces as fire support. if there is any kind of direct fire, they kind of get murdered. Bottom part of the map, though, we saw, yeah, he did end up buying Luftwaffe Jaeger. That's a really interesting card to take in Fallschirmjäger. I don't think it's worthwhile, but we have it now on the field. Some Fallschirmjäger Pioneers and one other Luftwaffe Jaeger squad. Looks like they've died trying to push across this open field. Yeah, there's not much else to say about that. It wasn't really working out for him. I'm interested to know what made it actually fall back, though. I wonder if he right-click moved to the Fallschirmjäger Pioneers, because they should have been able to suppress the Streltsy and this Streltsy squad. So maybe the Staghound came around, did some work for him. Top part of the map, though, the Panzer L6 is trying to do some work against light vehicles and infantry in the open, but the Staghound is... There's nothing really it can do against the Staghound. The Staghound is just going to make it fall back and hopefully kill it before it rounds the edge of this corner. Yep, ends up killing the Panzer L6. Middle part of the map, that little thrust from Scoutspirit bringing up the Streltsy and whatnot has really done its work. Duck does not secure... Oh, it does secure the kill against this Cromwell 6, though. But there's no AA on the ground to back him up, and the ME-109 G6R6s are not going to be able to kill both of these, but they do draw him off. I wonder if he splits off one to chase the duck still or not. Unfortunately not. We'll see the death of an ME-109 G6R6, but a duck lives to quack another day. Stug 3G trying to go in, find some vehicle kills, but there's an AT gun here, unfortunately, and I think we're going to see some strafing runs maybe from the Hurricane Mark 6 against this vehicle. Nope, the AT gun, though, comes around the corner, starting to suppress the Stug. Maybe we'll see the Staghounds peek around as well. I think this Stug probably live, kill the AT gun. But wonder what the next play is for him. I don't think Maensen has any control over this map at all at this point. He's not bringing up any kind of infantry to the bottom part of the map just to hold some line here. That's really all he needs to do. Since he has the Luftwaffe Jaeger card, stick a Luftwaffe Jaeger here, stick a Luftwaffe Jaeger in this bush or something, just to make it so the Scoutspirit can't just rush up and take all this ground from him while he tries to deal with the top part of the map. Scoutspirit now with the double sextons, just at least these are luxury units at this point. They're not even necessary. I think he purchased the first one so that he could counter the 88 and Pack 40 that he saw up top. Yeah. I'm gonna speed this up to 4 times. Really not much going on anymore on the top part of this map. Maybe we'll see some more duck play, but Stug, Command Stug, doing some stuff. 17 pounder though, yeah, that Stug is not long for this world. Another duck run comes through, doesn't kill anything unfortunately. I think he was trying to strike the Staghound, but yeah, and bottom part of the map, Scoutspirit ended up coming through, pushing a little bit in reaction to Maensen's push here, and it worked wonders for him. The 88, though, suppressing one of the 17-pounders, but not enough to remove the 17-pounder threat. The Stug 3G ends up dying to the 17-pounder. Looks like we get a little bit of an armored rush going on here at the bottom part of the map. Just building up a swarm of vehicles to do a one last charge into this city. Really interested to see where this ends up going. Doesn't look like it's going to go very well, but the AA, again, suppressing HS-129B3s or B1s, not really accomplishing much. Here is the Death Ball going across the middle part of the map, though. Well, maybe it actually did kill a Sherman, 17-pounder Sherman, but no, it didn't. The Death Ball coming up across the middle part of the map. Not really much. No, this is just going to get annihilated. Firefly has vision. Yeah. Goodbye. Now Sherman, a duck on a Sherman though. Duck does not make it out. And yeah, this game has been. No, it was interesting to see what's going on at the top part of the map, but I don't think Maensen reacted properly to it. Didn't really buy AT or anything. Just started to save for ducks, even though he'd noticed the Crusader A from his Storch and so on. But yeah, Maensen getting thoroughly thrashed here by Scoutspirit. And yeah, the history here is pretty telling. All of Phase A, it was just all Scoutspirit. Phase B, you know, a little bit more back and forth, but Phase C again, pretty much all Scoutspirit. Not really anything, not really much going on here from Maensen. Kill lists, not really anything special. The Firefly though did get 2 Stugs and a Stew. I want to see if the plane's got anything interesting. Not really. One fighter down here. Yeah. 18-pounder kills 2 Stugs. For Maensen, he didn't really have much going on for him. The HS-129s got 1 Cromwell 6, another Cromwell 6, an AA Mark II, and that's it. Yeah, not really much from those HS-129B1s. It's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below with any suggestions or improvements you want to see made to how I cast these games, and what games I choose. I know I'm just randomly picking games that I see out of the Steel Division League, so if you guys see any games that are particularly interesting, let me know, and I'll give it a shot in casting them. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.